Hi, my name is Barry. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, I'm a retired electrician after 40 years, and I took up quilting as a hobby in retirement. And I've been doing what I call a sew along, and I want you to join me. We are right in the middle of, or sort of 40% in, of making what pattern called the Goodnight Irene quilt. And it's just a 16 patch. It's 2.5-inch unfinished squares. You can use scrap. This is a great scrap buster quilt. 2.5-inch squares, 16 of them, pieced together, followed by, I think I call this an X, which is just snowball. And we're going to do this one next. So today we're just going to focus on the 16 patch. I think the pattern called for 21 of these, and I've got 18 made, and so I got to do 3 more. I can do math. 3 more of these, and then we will start working on the other ones on the next video or so long, and then piece it together. And then I'm hoping to show you me quilting it, binding it, and then I'm going to enter into the Ohio State Fair this year. So I wanted to take you through the whole process from the very beginnings of making this quilt all the way to taking it to the fair. Is this a showstopper that I'm going to win awards on? No, but it's, it's something to do. And I think if you've ever been afraid to do something like that, you should give it a try. I mean, they're not going to eat you, so I don't think so. Well, at least you'll find out if you follow along with me. This week I went to a charity place that makes quilts for newborns called Newborns in Need, and I did this little baby quilt for them, and I've got to take it back. It's got little, I know you can't see it, but it's got little baby bears. I took it to my long arm and put it in there. So I put this together, I pieced it, I bound it, and I'm actually feeling a little bit more confident each time I do a binding. But if you're just starting out quilting, start out with something like this. These are just big, I'd say these are probably like 15-inch blocks, maybe 16-inch blocks, and there's 3 wide by 3 down. Start off by doing something like this, and then you could just take it, if you don't have a long arm, just take it through your domestic and get you a walking foot and just do vertical or horizontal lines on it, and that'll be good enough. But that was the way I did my first quilt. My first quilt was a charm pack I bought, and I just sewed all the charms together, and I called it a quilt. And I got it here somewhere. But anyways, I got sort of interrupted this week with this, but it's for a good cause. What else is going on? My grandson's graduating tonight, so I thought we'd do these 3 blocks, get these off my plate, start working on the other ones at the next so long, and life will be good. So if you can see here, I've got 16 of these laid out. I tried to go with like blue and pink and blue, alternate colors. I will tell you a mishap I had this week when I was doing that baby quilt. I broke my rule of saying that always clean off your desk or your table when you're doing something, because I took my 1/4-inch presser foot off and set it here, and I think when I was binding it, I pushed it off and it's gone somewhere. So I've got another presser foot that I'm using right now, but man, if I can't find it, that'll be expensive. I think things are like $50. What else is going on? Oh, if you would like to get this pattern, Missouri Star Quilt Company has been very nice to give it to us for free through the end of the month. So if you'll email me, barryquilts@gmail.com, and just say free pattern, I will send you a link for you to go download this from their site for free And the good thing about that is it'll be in their digital library. So if you ever need it, it'll always be there. But it's only up through the end of May when it's free. So I was emailing them the other night, and they told me, I said, I've sent out a lot of those patterns, and not everybody has downloaded it. And so after the end of May, it's no longer free. So if I sent you a link, download it so that you can get it for free. And for some reason, the link should make it free, but if it's not free, I included a discount code in there so that when you go to checkout, you can just put that discount code in and it makes it free. Anyways, we're going to do this so long. I was just thinking about things in the future. Did I mention that my grandson's graduating today? Let me tell you the little story if you didn't know. His parents moved right around the first of the year, and he wanted to stay at his school that he was going to. And me being retired, I told him, I said, why don't you move in with me, and I will take you back and forth to school. It's 16 miles, just straight down the country road, 16 miles. I said, I will take you back and forth to school every day until you graduate. And so he did. So there's two things. One, it's nice to be an empty nester, but it seems like they always come back. And now I've got second generation coming back. So he's supposed to be moving back with his mom and dad tomorrow or Saturday. So that's tomorrow. So it's been fun. We go out and do stuff, but it sort of dampers me going traveling. And now if he leaves tomorrow, that frees me up that I could travel. And I'm really excited about doing that because there's a lot of places that I want to go to here this year. One being, I want to go to Missouri Star Quilt Company. I'd like to do a road trip out there. I've mentioned that before, and I also would like to go to Route 66 this year. But that one involves being gone for a while, and I don't know if I could leave my dog that long for several reasons. One is I don't want to burden people with my dog for 2 weeks. I don't really want to take my dog with me on the trip because I don't think I would enjoy it. I've had him for 6 years. I definitely don't want to get rid of my dog. So I've got to, and I could put him in a shelter. He's done that for a week. He's not liked it, I can tell you that. I've spoiled him. But I do want to travel this year, and I'm going to take him on some adventures, but only like on the weekend, 2 days maybe. I think that would be fun if we go camping. I moved my iron up here. I used to have it here, but I'm right-handed, so I'm constantly reaching across me for that, being over there. I had it on a little table here, and then I moved it last week over to there, and so far, I'm liking it here. Just I got to move it when I'm going to do anything like buying quilts or anything, because it'll be in the way. I was really happy with the feedback I got from that last video. So I'm trying to figure out, do people like that video because it was an informal format where it's just me and you talking? Did they like it because I sort of put a thumbnail that was better than most up? Was that the reason why people liked it so well. I don't know. So I thought, let's try it again. Let's see if that was a fluke. I hope it wasn't a fluke. I hope people actually really like these like little sew and talks versus me trying to show you something, because, you know, I'm not nobody. I'm not any better than anybody else. So who am I to tell you how to do something? Like I said, last week we had a controversy about this right here, sewing, pressing open. I knew that that would cause a little bit of controversy, but there's some people that are really set, you know, how they press. Or things like chain piecing. Now, I've got a Juki sewing machine here, and it has a thread cutter on it. And I'm trying to think, why do I want to chain piece and what you got to do when you chain piece after piece is then you got to turn around and you got to cut them. You got to cut them each time that you after you get that chain done. But with this thread cutter, I cut as I go, and I don't understand I understand the chain piecing as in having all your pieces here and just running them through, but I don't see the benefit of running them all through uncut, then cutting them, because that sort of defeats the purpose of having a thread cutter on there, in my mind. But there again, what do I know? I did run through ChatGPT about these clappers, and I asked it if I used 2x4, how much does this weigh? And I know we're going to weigh it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to cut me a 2x4 that's exactly the same length, and we'll weigh it, because I had people say that these are heavier. But according to ChatGPT, it's not. But let's find out. So I'm going to get a piece of 2x4. I think I want to try to round the ends off like this. You know, and some people said it's a hard wood. I don't know. I mean, it is hard. I mean, I don't know if it's any different than the 2x4. Well, let's find out. Let's put that on our list of things to do. I mentioned this before. If you're new, here's my thought. Every time that you piece something together, make sure you square them up. Make sure that all your loose ends are trimmed up, because it doesn't make that much of a difference with one, but when you do this over and over and over, it adds up. Yeah, like some of these are perfect. I mean, good enough. But I just found out by trimming everything up, getting any wonky edges out of it, they seem to piece together better. Something else I bought. I went to Hobby Lobby the other day and bought this little thing for like $3 to catch all my scraps in. And then I can take it over and fill up the dog bed I've been trying to fill up. I'm in the mood to go to Amish country. I may do that tomorrow. I may take this quilt to that charitable organization, drop that off, and then I might go up to Amish country. So if you happen to see this before tomorrow, and you're going up near Berlin or Millersburg, Ohio, hit me up. I can't say 100%, but I'm leaning towards going up there. I always like going up through their quilt shops up there. All right, let's go over here. Also, I got a lot of comments from people saying that they were new quilters. So I thought today, I thought about this. I thought about what if every video I have maybe just a topic. So I thought today we could do a topic on if you are a beginner must have tools that you need to start quilting. Now, unless you hand sew, so this is not a necessity, I'd say it's a necessity. Sewing machine. I'm sure that you probably have a sewing machine or access to a sewing machine. Any sewing machine that can give you a good 1/4 inch sewing, then that means a seam, your seam here, which is that right there. That's anything that can give you a 1/4 inch seam and sew in a straight line is good enough. You know, you can get cheap ones on Facebook marketplaces for as low as $25 or free. I've even got a couple of vintage machines for free on Facebook Marketplace. So sewing machines are easy to find. They're not too, even the brand new ones, you can get a Singer or a Brother for $100, $200 at the most. Beginner one, not a beginner one. I shouldn't say that. It's no frills sewing machine. How's that? So get yourself a sewing machine that sews a 1/4 inch foot. I can't do two things at once. Sounds like it's raining outside. Let's see, I haven't been looking at my points. Those are good. That's good. That's why I like doing this open. Seems like my points are a lot better. Now, when they're not better, I'll show you here in a minute. I've been having problems. This one is, I'm doing multiple of these. So if you're starting out, get yourself a good sewing machine that can sew a 1/4 inch seam. That would be, like I said, you can hand sew. It's not going to be me. Maybe someday, but not today. Ta-da! All right. Get yourself a good rotary cutter. Now, I've got this Olfa, O-L-F-A, Olfa. I like it because I'll tell you why I like it is I can change the blade really easily. Blade comes off, goes back on, boom. It's got the guard is easy to open and close, but everybody has a preference on that, but I like that Olfa. I've had others. I got like 4 I've bought. I always carry spares with me if I'm going to go to sew someplace else. Like I got me like a little travel bag. So we need that. You're going to need a good pressing mat. Now I've got this little orange one here. I bought this at a quilt show for $5, but everybody seems to be doing a wool pressing mat, and you can get these anywhere. You can get these on Amazon. I think even Walmart. Most places have these wool pressing mats. But what I did is I took a Here, let me set this someplace. A cutting board. I bought a cutting board, and I got it the same size as that pressing mat, and I bought little feet on it because you don't want to put this pressing mat against the wood surface because heat does go through this thing, and you don't want heat and moisture going against your nice tables. So I got this cutting board with the little feet, and that holds it off the ground just in case the heat was to get into the board. It still would have to go an inch down below that. So I made this little cutting board and wool mat, and I've been using that for, I don't know, for about a year now. But then I got this little orange pressing mat at a quilt show last year, and I actually sort of like it. It's nice. It's lightweight. I'm not crazy about the orange though. I may recover it. It's handmade. Somebody asked me where I bought it at. It's handmade. So, but it's just basically it's just a 12-inch piece of wood, about a 3/4 piece of wood, maybe even a 1/2-inch piece of wood with little feet on it. And I'm sure it's probably got some kind of batting in there with this. It's sort of a canvasy type material on top of it. Nothing extreme. I have all these ideals. I go, oh, Barry, there's a business for you making these little pressing tables. And I'm like, no, I'd rather just quilt. 30 years ago, I might think about it, but not anymore. I got too many squirrel moments where I go off and do shiny object syndrome. Let's just focus on what we like to do, and that's just quilt. So we got the sewing machine, we got the rotary cutter, we got the pressing mat. Other thing you're going to need is a cutting mat. Now I've got this one right here. This one is 24 by I think 18. You can buy these in a kit. I think Fiskars, I think that's what this pressing mat is. Fiskars has like a kit you can buy that includes the pressing mat, a rotary cutter, and something that's next on my list here that I think you should get is a cutting rule. This one here I think is what, 24 and a half? Oh, who wants me? My son wants me. Hold on. Hey, Jared.
Hey.
Let me call you back in a little bit.
Alrighty.
All right, bye. All right, love you. Bye. Oh, boy, he hangs up fast, don't he? Anyways, I know he's talking about my grandson graduating. So anyways, this is 24 and a half by 6.5. This is great for cutting, binding, cutting long yardage, which you'll probably have to do. So I would highly recommend this. But like I said, if you go someplace like Walmart or Amazon, you can buy this, a cutting mat, and a rotary cutter in a kit. So I highly recommend that. So we got the mat, the cutting mat, the pressing mat, the ruler, the rotary cutter, and the sewing machine. That's pretty much it. But the last thing is the thing that you don't want to ever have, but you're going to have it, is a seam ripper. No matter how good you are, I don't think I've ever met anybody that has never had the seam rip. So you're going to need a seam ripper. And a good pair of scissors. Get you a good pair of scissors. I have several pairs of scissors. They say, though, buy you a pair of scissors that you use just for quilting. Don't cut paper with it. Don't let the kids or the grandkids use it to cut packages you get in the mail. Just save that just for quilting. That way they won't dull up on you. I'm talking so much without quilting. I'm going to be forever doing this. Most of these look okay, but I want to give it a quick trim. Like I said, don't forget to download that pattern. The link will be down in the description. And make sure you download it before the end of May. I got a lot of projects I want to sew along with you here coming up. So let's get this one done, he says, after he procrastinates and does other things this week. I had a couple of good dad jokes, but I forgot them already. I'll look one up here in the big book and give you a good dad joke. We got to have a dad joke. But anyways, let me know. Like I said, I got some good feedback last week that you liked this format, and I enjoy it. I found out I enjoy it better than anything else I've done, besides maybe the Button Club, because it's unscripted. There's no, we just talk and sew together, just me and you. Let's see how we're doing. See, doing these this way so far, I'm getting ready to show you where I have the problem. And I tried this earlier. I tried to pin, and it didn't matter. When I pinned them, it came out the same way. So I know people say, you should just pin. I'm a clipper. I'm not really crazy on pinning. I do pin when I absolutely have to. And I'm going to buy me another clapper. But I really want to try to see if there's any difference between a 2x4, the same length, or buying one of these clappers. Because these things can be pretty pricey. All right. We definitely need to trim again because this is where it can get wonky. And I'm trying to figure out maybe if I forgot to trim at this spot at this time, maybe that's why they go off. I don't know. Let's see. I've got a longer one. Now, I told you the essentials. But I wanted to talk to you about 2.5 inch rule. This one here is about 12.5 inches by 2.5. I love these because I found out that in quilting, there is a lot of times that you're going to have 2.5 inch for your sashing, for your binding, like this. A lot for jelly rolls. There's a lot of times that you're going to need 2.5. So after you get the essentials, I'd say invest in a 2.5-inch ruler. That's just my opinion. It makes quilting a lot easier. And I don't get a long one. I get a short one. I have several. I have this one here. It's only a 6-inch, 6.5 by 2.5. This one I got at Hancock's in Paducah. I keep those around, and I keep, like I said, when I'm doing longer blocks, like 12-inch blocks, I keep my 2.5-inch around. I would say that if after you get the essentials, you might want to invest in that. Well, you will invest in something like that eventually. It just makes it so much easier. And they're not expensive. I think I paid like $6 or $7 for this one right here. So they're not too pricey. Now I'm going to clip these right on the mark. I haven't had much. This is where things go a little off for some reason. And we'll see. Sometimes it's just slightly, but still, you know, if this is going to be at the fair, if it was for my personal use and just an ordinary quilt, but if I'm going to put this into the fair, I want it to be as accurate as I can, because people will look. All right. Drum roll, please. It's good enough. It's good enough. It could be better, but it's good enough. You have to be right up on it to see the how far that is off. I mean, we're talking. I mean, you can't even. We're talking less than the width of my stiletto. Speaking of stiletto, I bought this, my seam ripper, and this roller, which I haven't used yet, in a kit. You might want to get yourself a stiletto at some point. Like I said, that's not essential, but it's recommended. There's a lot of things maybe I should do a video on a lot of things that I thought I needed that I didn't need. I've got tons. There's tons of toys out there that people will sell you. If you're willing to buy them, they'll sell it to you. I'll show you something here I bought the other day that I'm excited to try. Is a binding tool. I forget the name of this one here. But basically, let's see if I got a piece of binding right here. I put it in here. With all these scraps on here. Basically what you do is you fold your binding over and you set it in here like such. This is the first time I've tried this, so shut the door on it. And they say you don't even need to iron it. And you just pull it through here and it creases it, and then you could iron it. But I've been looking for a good a tool that would help me with my binding. So I'll do a review. Let's see, I forget, like I said, I'll find the name of this. It's called Taylor Seville. And this one's a 2.5, and I know they have a 2.5 and a 2 1/4. They may even have some more different sizes, but I'll let you know my opinion on this one. I've got a couple other binding tools, but I'm not happy with them. So hopefully that one works. All right, there's my block. 1 down, 3 to go. I don't think we're going to get through all 3 today, or, like I said, I got to call my son back. You know that. You heard the call. But are you working on anything else besides this? If you're not, what is it? Let me know. Next month is June. I've got a surprise for you. So like I said, well, I want to get this one done. And then we're going to do a big sew along next month. Our charity quilt, if you're not familiar with it, we had people, send in quilt blocks from around the world. I got enough to do 5 quilts. So each quilt's got 35 blocks in it. And we got enough for 5 quilts. We auctioned the first one off, and I got $510 was purchased for that quilt. And all the money went to the Alzheimer's Association. The second one is now up for auction, and it's doing pretty good. Now, we'll go live this Sunday and auction it off. So I'll do a live, we'll have like a watch party for that one. And I've got another one is pieced together, and I need to quilt it. So I've been practicing on these other quilts, making sure I got my tension. That's my biggest problem with them long arms. You can set your tension on your Juki and pretty much forget it. But on that long arm, I almost have to set my tension every time, and I'm a little bit of afraid. I don't want to ruin the quilt or have to unpick row and row after row of it because I got my tension wrong. So I'm working on getting my tension set correctly. And then I've got to piece these last 2. They're sitting right here. I've got to piece those 2. I'm trying to get them pieced together by the end of next month. I'm remodeling my kitchen. So I've got I'm busy. I ain't got no time to fool around, says the guy that watches TV. We've got at least 1 quilt show coming up, I think, next month. I can hear the rain outside. Have you planted any flowers yet? I got my flowers pretty much all planted out front. I've got a raised bed, 2 of them that I purchased that are still in the boxes. I need to put them together. So yeah, we're going to do this charity quilt, which will end this Sunday night. If the person pays on time, I'll get that shipped off. We'll get the other one bound for the 3rd one, get it going for June. And hopefully I can quilt the tops for the other 2 next month. So what will that put us? If we got the 3rd one goes in June, July, August. So we got enough quilts through August. And then we're going to have to start thinking about what else we want to do for the fall, because we still have money left over to invest and do more charity quilts. Let me know your thoughts on that. What pattern, any colors, if we should do more after that. I was really impressed with how good everybody did and how many people contributed to that. Da, 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 da. Let me do this. And I haven't been rolling them, so I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but let's try it out. Let's try us out. Say we did. Trying to figure out how to be efficient in doing this. I use a stiletto because I have no fingernails. Helps me open the pieces. So let me know if you're doing this quilt, how far you are along. I think once we get the 16 patches done, the little X's should go fairly fast. So I'm hoping to maybe the next sew long we can just knock that out in one sitting. And then there's a border that goes around that. That shouldn't be that's just basically these X's, half of that. That's what the border is. And then piece it all together. Simple. So simple. And I'm trying to learn to press, not iron. You know, for years, I never sewed in my life, hardly before this. So I can't tell you, I've been ironing my whole life. That's a lie. But, you know, I see everybody ironing and, you know, it's just you'd think that's what you got to do. And I'm trying to learn to press, not iron, press. Because they say if you iron, you're stretching your fabric. Oh, somebody says, when do we start the sew long? Right now. I'll answer them as soon as we get done here and say, go watch. I thought about doing these live, but the reason why I don't want to do these live is because I find myself reading comments and not sewing. So, you know, things aren't getting done now. They definitely ain't going to get done if I start going live and reading comments. Maybe if there was somebody else that was reading the comments. As soon as I get done trimming up here, we'll look up a dad joke. And I've got a couple buttons. I mentioned that last video. I've got a couple buttons. I think I'm going to do them during the live Sunday night. Some people contributed some money to the charity quilt that I haven't mentioned yet. But don't forget to send your button in to the Memory Makers Button Club. And if you're not familiar with it, it's just a big container that I have sitting behind me, big jar, that people send in closed buttons from new, used, they've had for years, that they just got at the thrift store. It doesn't matter. As long as that button represents a memory or a goal that you have, just send it in with a little note telling me about your goal, or how you learned to sew with your aunt, or whoever, and that that button represents that memory or that person, and we add it to the jar and welcome you to the Memory Makers Button Club, because I'm a firm believer that making memories, besides taking care of yourself, making memories is what's most important in life, because physical things come and go. I can't tell you how many cars I've owned in my life. I can't tell you how many times how many living room sets I've bought in my life. So no matter how proud I am of the living room set I got now, chances are I won't have that same set 10 years down the road, especially if I get married again. They always seem to end up with it. That's a joke. Actually based upon true story. So making, in my mind, I can't tell you how many times my kids have told me, man, I remember when we were young, we used to do this and that. So I'm just a firm believer of make sure you take your family members out and make memories with them. As corny as that sounds, I'll stick by that one. I'm going to answer this one. Hello? Hello? Guess what? Hello? Yeah. Crank call. Or not, wait a minute. Probably telemarketer. There. Don't get any more real than this. All right. Let's see what we're doing here. How long are we going this? We'll do this for a few more minutes. I won't keep you all day, but like I said, right now we're just going to do the 16-inch blocks. If you've done that, let me know. I know some people said they'd already had a bunch of 16 patches already made. This particular, this was 4 charm packs, I believe, of a pattern called Beautiful B-O-W, Bouquets, that I got from Missouri Star Quilt Company. They gifted me the fabric to make that, but then from the first video, I was making the 4 patches a different way, and I absolutely did a terrible job of making them. So then I went out and bought a layer cake so that I could get the fabric to make the rest of them. You learn. Let me check this one here. That's why I said I like when I do my seams open, I can match my points. To me, that's just me. I can match my points better. Like I said, I can see right now, I can see that point is dead on right there. So if I put my finger on it right there and just guide it through till the time it goes through the needle. Don't get your finger under the needle. That would be very bad. But that point is about the best as I could ever hope it to be. So let's just do these. Like I said, so your task before I meet up again with you again here in a day or so is to finish all these 16 patches. Let's get them done. And then we will start working on those X's. And it's coming together pretty fast. I think after I get these here pieced together, the rest of it's going to come together fairly fast. I know I'm not leaving them on there long enough, but you make me nervous. Sometimes I don't do everything I'm supposed to do because I'm thinking about you, because I care about you. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about my grandson's graduation tonight. I'm thinking about taking a trip tomorrow. Thinking about what I can do to make you happy because I just got to make you happy. So let me know if you like this. If you're still here, I assuming you do. If you're not, I'm assuming you don't. Yeah, so no matter how hard I try to get these to be exact, I'm still going to have little pieces that aren't correct for whatever reason. Maybe I'll get better. Maybe I won't. That looks pretty good. I forgot to do it. Let's do it right now while we're at it. Let's see something. Let's see if I see something I like here. I have the easiest recipe to make a banana split. You just cut it in half. What did the baby corn say to the mama corn? Where's popcorn? Let me see. Oh, here's a go. I like this one. What subject in school do cattle like the most? Calculus. There. There you go. Use that one at your own risk. Calculus. So, before I got distracted, send your button into the Memory Makers Button Club. There's no cost except for the cost to send me the button. I'll put a link down below to my P.O. box to send it. What else can I tell you? Once you're a member, you're always a member. You can't get out. I've been thinking about making a certificate that people can... I got the certificate. Oh, it's pretty. That you could print out and insert your name. I just need to figure out how to make the thing edible. A PDF. If I can make it edible where you can just insert your name and then print it, I think that'd be great. People could have their own Memory Makers Button Club certificate. So I'm working on that one. That's in the works. Like I said, I've already got the certificate made. I just need to make it edible. If anybody can do that, let me know. I will be happy to send it to you. But I just would like it to be editable, so that people can put their name on it and then print it off. I thought about people sending me in their name, and I would personally make them, but I was like, it's been a chore just sending out. I don't mind it either, by the way. People asking for the quilt pattern. I actually, I always wonder how surprised people are, because they'll send me an email and I will respond sometimes within a matter of seconds. And I'm just wondering, to go, I wonder if this is automated. Nope, that's just me sitting on in my lazy boy recliner, and if it pops up, I'll copy and paste the link. It don't take me no time. Let's see here. I think we can get this one done really fast. La, 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 la. I don't know why the theme song to the Smurfs is coming through my head right now, but get out of my head. Like I said, I always say, like I said, I have been enjoying doing this. You let me know if this is anything that interests you. I hope you say yes, because I'd like to just keep doing these instead of trying to show you some latest, greatest trick that I don't know. I'd rather just sew along with you. I think we've done about 6 blocks together. I really don't know the definition of a sew along on a video. I mean, because we could be here for days. But if you want to do that, maybe we'll do that. I don't care. You know what? It's sort of not boring. Yeah, maybe boring sitting here by myself. So that's why I wanted to bring you along with me. Misery loves company, you know. This is the one. This is the one that I have problems with. I'm happy. I'm happy with it. Yay. Yay. Now, I'll let you know, I'm going to try to sync my overhead camera up with this video. But if I don't, it's only because I just checked it when I was up there looking just a minute ago. It said that the storage was full, meaning it quit recording. So I don't know if it recorded anything or something or whatever. But I've got to get a better solution for my overhead camera. Let's trim this up because this don't look good. You're gonna go, gee, Barry. If you're gonna do it, at least try to do it right. Now here, let me tell you what I do here. I try to line my ruler up over on the back side here and on the top side here. Make sure that my points are pretty well in line here. And then anything left over, I just cut off. Because you got to be careful. You can't just do that because your fabric may shift and curve in the middle and then you're cutting it off and then it's going to really be wonky. But anyways, I'm happy with that. I hope you're happy with that. I got one more to go. I'll do that later on today or maybe tomorrow morning. I don't know. It was great having you with me. Thank you so much. As always, remember, after health, but before wealth, there's memories. So go out and make some memories today, and I will see you later. Bye.